On the debt ceiling, you were strategic last week in saying it was conversation. There were a series of conversations versus negotiations. That is now turned. When did that wording change and why? And what is the sticking point within these, or what are the sticking points, if you will, in these negotiations?
Can you say that one more time? What's changed? You were saying what's changed?
You were very strategic in saying they're not negotiations, they're conversations.
Well, I've always said that we are negotiating on the budget. I've always been very clear about that. I said that default is not negotiable. That's what I've said. I said default is not negotiable, but that, the president has always seen this as two separate conversations, two separate discussions, and we are indeed been negotiating on the budget. That's what you've seen from the outcome of these conversations, and that's what you'll continue to see.
So how long officially have you begun the negotiations? When did the negotiations actually start?
Well, once the House, right, the Republicans in the House were able to pass their budget plan. I believe it was April 26th. The president invited 5 days later. The president sat down with the leaders, and they started having conversations. And then after that, you saw the budget teams announced. Budget negotiation teams announced, and you've seen and you've all have reported what's been happening for the past several days.
And second topic, the NAACP has made a move, a travel advisory for the state of Florida after several issues against the other, if you will, from Governor Ron DeSantis. And they're saying that the hate that is coming out of this political season is dangerous. What do you say to what the NAACP has done? I mean, they're following behind other groups, be it groups on race or LGBTQ+, but they're making a bold statement. What do you say to this?
So I'm not going to comment on travel advisories specifically, but I'll say this more broadly, and where we have been as an administration, as a White House, we've been outspoken about the impact of misguided policies advanced by Florida lawmakers. Republicans in Florida have attacked diversity. They've attacked inclusion efforts. They've limited the teaching of Black history. And they've launched attacks on the LGBT youth, immigrants, educators, and women's reproductive freedom. That's what you have seen from lawmakers in Florida. So I'll let NAACP, I'll let LULAC speak to their specifics of their travel advisories, but this administration is going to, as we have for the past 2 years, continue to speak out against discriminatory policies pushed by state leaders across the country, and we've seen them across the country by Republicans, extreme Republicans, putting forth these policies, these legislation that hurt Americans, that take away their freedom, and so. Again, we're going to continue to be outspoken. That's what we believe. It is our duty to do here. That's what the president believes. And we're going to continue to call this out.